Hey y'all, Travel and Prepper here. Today I want to talk to you about boots. I'm going to mention two brands and I'm going to tell you what I like about them, what I don't like about them, and what I recommend them for as far as what purpose would they serve as far as usefulness. So let's get to it. So the first boots I want to talk about is the Ariats. These three are Ariats. They are a riding boot. They originally were known for their Western boots. I first started buying Ariats in about 1994, I believe it was. I bought my first pair at the All-American Quarter Horse Congress in Columbus, Ohio. I bought it from the Ariat stall, and when I was there, because they had just started out in 1992, I was given the brief history on how they came about as a company. It was founded by two women. One came from Justin Boots and one came from Nike. And they saw a big open part of the market in boots because most boots are designed for a man's foot and then shrunk down lengthwise to fit a woman's. Well, a woman's foot is usually, in most cases, much more narrow. So they decided to tap into a part of the market that hadn't been tapped yet. So the insoles in these boots can be changed out, which makes them really nice as far as the longevity because your insoles can wear out much more quickly than the leather itself. I've had all these boots actually resoled because I wear out the soles quite quickly, and I also put new insoles in them usually at least once before I get them resoled. Because it just makes them so much nicer to the point where you actually feel like you're walking in a brand new pair of boots. Ariats are not something I'd be wearing into the woods. I wouldn't recommend them for bushcraft or an SHTF kind of scenario when you need to bug out. Their soles are more smooth and they don't have much grip to them. But as far as the boots that I wear out and about to go to the store or to take the dog out if I'm not having to go through a muddy park, my Ariats are what I wear. So highly recommend them, especially if you're a woman. They are the nicest pair of boots you will ever wear in your life because they just fit like a glove and they're just beautiful. So the next boots I want to talk about are the Magnums. I remember when I was in my 20s, Docs were really popular. So they were the very stiff leather, the soles that didn't have much grip or much traction. So in the dead of winter, when there was snow on the ground in Ohio, you were slipping, sliding all over the place because let's face it, they weren't made to be walking in snow. I've been wearing Magnums for, I'm going to say about 8 years now. I am getting ready to go on to my third pair of Magnums. I have just worn out my second pair. Usually what I do is when I have one pair as a backup. So as soon as I get my backup pair out and I start wearing them, I buy a new pair to have as my backup. I'm looking forward to my new backups because I'm going to buy the ones with the side zips. These are the ones that I had been wearing. I've been wearing these for about 3.5, almost 4 years. And as you can see, the sole is almost all the way through, and I've worn out the outside of my foot. And I've also worn a hole directly into the back. So, and then the actual heel, where my heel is completely down and has broken through, even though I know you won't be able to see that on camera. What I like about them is they have lace locks. So I can cinch these up really well and then tighten the lace lock to where this stays put. So even if this part of my laces come loose, this is still tight. But as you can see, that's pretty much even with where the hole is. So you can tell that this part of the boot actually moves around quite a bit on me because, like I said earlier, it was designed for a man's foot, so it's much more wider than my foot is, and my foot sort of flops around inside. But they've lasted me a long time. They're starting to break apart at the seams here, which is to be expected for as old as they are. And as much as I've put them through, I've wore them a lot. And when I used to work in in the store. I wore them every day that I went to work. So I cannot complain about them. So I'm going on to my new pair, cracking out my new pairs. And I'm looking forward to them. They're got a really big, beefy tread on those. And they've run up actually higher than the other ones. Just a little bit, not much, but a little bit. And they have the real sturdy lace locks as well, which I like. So yeah, so then I like the Magnums. They're very, very tough, and they last a long time for what you pay for. So those are my boots that I wear out bushcrafting. If I'm taking the dog into the woods, if I'm going to be doing gardening, mowing the lawn, whatever the case may be, those are the boots that I go to because they're rugged and they're tough, and that's what they're designed to do. What I like about them is the lace locks and they're tough wearing. What I don't like is that they're too wide on me and my foot flops around like a dead fish inside. But I'm going to be honest, that's what you expect from a pair of boots built like that because they're not designed for a woman. They're designed for a man. So until a company comes up with making a woman's boot, I'll be sticking with the Magnums because I've not been disappointed at all since I've been wearing them. So to sum it up, if you're looking for a pair of boots that is just very comfortable, that you can wear around the house, into town, and just to do everyday walking in, highly recommend the Ariats. You're not going to find a nicer, more comfortable pair of boots. And from my understanding, I've talked to a lot of men that are now wearing Ariats, and they say the same thing. It's like putting on your favorite pair of broken-in jeans. As far as going out into the woods and hard-wearing boots, I highly recommend the Magnums. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment down below. Let me know if there's a pair of boots that you're wearing that you would highly recommend for bushcraft and wearing out into the woods, because I'm getting ready to buy a new pair of backups, and I'm always looking for new ideas or new suggestions from other people. So until the next time, have a great night.